Hi everyone, this is Ophelia, and I trust that your week has started off on a positive footing. And I just want to have a little chat with you today. And the topic of choice is envy. And I'll first start by attempting to define envy. Envy is a desire to have a quality, possession, or other desirable thing belonging to someone else. And it is a secretly held emotion. Because most times if we're envious of someone else, we would not admit to it. We wouldn't, regardless of how we behave towards that person, we would not ever admit to it. And I just want to read a little bit on it. The circumstances in which you might be envious will always involve a social comparison with others, and it's part of a yardstick with which you measure yourself. And it's like a competition, a comparison, and it's not that the other person might be aware of what is going on, because it's a secretly held emotion. You see someone, you don't have to meet them in real life. You might be looking at them on social media, on TV or whatever, but you are jealous of them. And jealous in one sense, but I don't want to go to jealousy, because jealousy sometimes is guarding what you have for fear of losing it. But envious now is an emotion where you envy someone for what they have. You desire to have what they have, or a quality that they possess, and you and so you and it's a destructive emotion, because it often brings with it anger, hostility, and feelings of hatred and that sort of thing. So and that's why I chose this topic today, because I want to say, I want to advise anyone out there who has these feelings to guard yourself against being envious of others. I, for one, think it's a disease, and it can consume you to the point where you stress over other people's achievement. And think of it like a cancer. At first, there is just a small lump, and then in the right circumstances, it becomes large, and it begins to spread inside your body, and until it reaches to the point where it consumes you. And envy is like that, because it starts from somewhere. Sometimes you see someone sometime, and you see them start achieving something, or doing something, or being something, and you look at that person and you feel this envy start building inside of you. And if you don't guard yourself against it, you might find yourself kept looking at what the person is doing, and it's consuming you, because you're trying to compare yourself, but you're never really measuring up. You're not measuring up. So I want to advise anyone who has feelings of jealousy to guard yourself against it. It's not healthy, because envy, it holds you back. Instead of focusing on building yourself, you are focusing on what the other person or others are doing, because sometimes you're envious of more than one person. It's not just one person. It might be several persons who are achieving something that you would love to achieve for yourself, but you have not been able to, or they might have a quality that you want for yourself, but you don't have it. So you it's holding you back, because instead of focusing on building yourself, you are focusing on trying to pull down that other person. Do not get jealous of over what other people is doing. If anything, you should use their accomplishment as motivation for yourself. So if you see someone out there who has achieved something, congratulate them, be happy for them, and use their achievement to motivate yourself, because it tells you that it's not impossible, because that person achieved whatever they did. It tells you that it's not impossible for you to achieve the same thing or something else. But every success should really be a positive motivation for you. And I want to say that life it's not a competition. Don't make it a competition. Don't it's like I believe that every one of us, we have our own unique qualities. And instead of focusing on somebody else and competing with them, we ought to be focusing on what we have and trying to build ourselves. So don't make life a competition between you and somebody else. Because as I said before, you're always gonna fall short if you compare yourself with others, because oftentimes the person who you're comparing yourself is way ahead. It's way ahead of you in that department, but it doesn't mean that you don't have a quality that they do not possess. What we all tend to do is that we tend to bring our best foot forward. We show people the best side of us. We don't show them the worst side. We show them the best side. So if that person is showing this particular quality, you show your thing and don't compete. Just be yourself. Be content. Be content and that's one thing you have to be in order to guard yourself against jealousy. You have to learn to be content with what you have and where you are in life, while working to elevate to better yourself. So even if you're not where you feel you want to be, there's nothing stopping you from trying to improve yourself. Just be content, because one of the things jealousy is like, if you're not content, if you're jealous of a person for their belongings, you're going to be trying to keep up with them. So even if you don't have the financial means of keeping up with them, you're going to be spending money that you don't have, or spending money that you should be doing something else with. So instead of buying all the whatever fancy stuff just to look like how the person look, or appear like as how the person appear, that money you should take and put to your personal development. Put it towards something that you can, in the end, you would have benefited from. Because whatever material things sometimes we are jealous of others for, is like we have to realize that material things they are just there to have and to let go. They're not there to consume us and for us to worship them. So be content with what you have. Be content with where you are in life. And it's like the jealousy. If you're not jealousy, I don't want to say jealousy. With envy, it's like you have to, if anything, you have to try and impress yourself. Be impressed with yourself. Love yourself. Work on your self-esteem. So instead of looking at what others have and being all depressed and anxious about it and hating on that person, start focusing all of that attention on yourself and find out where in your life that you lack, and reflect on it and start finding means of building your self-confidence and your self-esteem. Because many times when we are envious of others, we lack self-esteem, and we want to be validated by others instead of we knowing who we are and what we stand for, our own unique self. We want others to validate who we are, and we use other people as measurement of who we are, and we always come up short when we do that. And so just because you do not like someone, just because, and the hatred sometimes it comes from envy and what they represent, it does not mean that you have to cause strife. Because one of the things that people tend to do when they're envious of others is that they start throwing words and causing strife, just so to make the other person's life miserable. But believe you me, when you act from a position of envy, it is very obvious, because people pick it up and they realize where it's coming from. So don't degrade yourself by acting out on someone else because you're envious of them. If anything, use their achievement as motivation for you, and start looking at life from the perspective that I am. I am, and it's not all about them. It's about me, who I am, and I aspiring to be your best self. Okay, and that's all for today, folks. So as you go about your day, I want you to, if you have feelings of jealousy, of envy towards others, I want you to reflect on it and start making an effort to see where you can improve in your life, because life is short, and it was not given to us to live in other people's shadows, or comparing ourselves with others, hating on others, instead of of all the negative emotions like hatred and anger and enviousness and jealousy. It's instead of letting those negative emotions consume you, start looking for the positive, the opposite, which is, so hatred, it's love, and envy, the opposite is being happy for someone else when they achieve something. Be happy for them, because when you achieve, you'd like for others to be happy for you. So again, my name is Ophelia. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for listening. If you're looking at this video on YouTube and it resonates with you, or your views on envy, of being envious of someone, I ask you to invite you to like, subscribe for more positive videos. And if you're viewing on Facebook, please feel free to share, to comment, share your views, because this by no means really discuss the broad topic of envy. So, and thanks again, and have a great day. Bye until next time.